Okay, so I am back from another trip and it's time to try my new method for cutting a helical screw groove thing. So what do we have here? So last video I was boring out the end of this lead screw so that I could attach it to a stepper motor. Stepper motors have arrived. I made this little adapter-y piece here that just goes in there and mounts onto the flat bit there. Mounted very scientifically on some wood. Stepper motor controller here, just my little general purpose little Arduino testing board thing there that I've just got set up to the speed control for the stepper motor controller. So that's going to drive the lead screw. We will attach the carriage to the lead screw, so this guy will move down when that guy spins. And the gears on the back here, if I can get some light maybe, there we go. The gears back here are set up to do about a 1 thread per inch screw. Up here we have power supply and servo controller for the mill here. The mill has got a 1/8 inch, I think 4 flute mill on there. And there's a bunch of things I'm going to try and get right for this to be successful. Let's try getting them right now. So, firstly, I've got the guy lined up. I've got the thing zeroed. We now have to engage the motor. Now, the problem is, once you will not engage the motor, engage the drive so that moving the lead screw will turn the chuck. Then we have to engage the half nut. Look at that, everything was just set up perfectly. Engage the cat. Cat engaged. Alright, let's turn some power on. First, let's speed up the mill. So that's zeroed there. I'm going to try and take a 15,000th cut. Get some WD-40, this is just aluminium that I'm working on. Alright. Now we need power. That's a little low. I forgot to turn in the zero. It's taking a 0,000th cut. Well, I guess it's a good test. It seems to be working fine now that it's not cutting. But that's not very useful. Alright. Let's back it all up. Take the power down. Let's back her up. Alright. Disengage the half nut and manually drive this back. Now the tricky thing is trying to align it so it always starts in the same spot. Now I have to disengage the gears, there we go, and rotate her around to my very crude mark. One of the problems I was having is with the amount of slop or backlash in the gears, trying to get it to start in exactly the same spot each time is tricky. You can hardly see the mark that I'm going up against there. It's kind of tricky with one hand on the camera. It needs to be further along. I think it's probably easier just to drive it all in under power, because that way it will get rid of some of the backlash. Now when I engage this guy, engage the gears back here, this thing sometimes moves a bit, but it doesn't this time. The cat is being watchful. Alright, so let's not repeat the same mistake again. We are at 0. We want to take 15th hour. Let's do that with the mill on so we can drive in. Going 15. turn on the stepper motor. Let's have a look. Let's back it out, 15th hour again. Disengage and have a look-see here. That looks pretty good. Big question is, can I back it up all the way to the start, do another 15,000th cut, taking the total depth to 30, and have everything line up exactly the same way? I guess one way to do that would be to drive this guy backwards and drive the stepper backwards, but with the backlash in all the whatevers, I don't think that would actually work because it'll just jiggle around. So I'm just going to take it back by hand, disengage that. Actually, you know what? I think driving it backwards probably would have gone better. But that looks pretty good. I probably could have taken my just full depth cut just then. Trying to engage the half nut here. There we go. Half nut is in. That is engaged. Let's go in to a depth, total depth of cut at 30,000th, which is where I want to be for this. We'll turn the motor on, the mill. And power. That's actually looking great. So the reason why I was using the stepper motor to drive here is before, when I was either driving it by hand or using just like a little hand drill motor, I was not getting enough torque, and when the mill started milling, there's enough slop back here that this guy kind of jiggles and it just didn't cut a super straight line. I have to clean this up. Oh, actually, if you look here, let's see if we get some focus. Here you can see the two different mill paths. They were not completely lined up, but then again, I didn't try too hard to line them up. Yeah, you can see the two paths along the way there. But it's much better than it was before. And I think I can do some work to get this guy to line up nicely. But that's what I'm going for. And I seem to have got it. Sweet. It only took me like 3 months, or at least what felt like 3 months. But that was a pretty good test cut. I'm going to do a few more, then go on to the real thing on a much smaller end mill on a piece of brass, getting closer and closer to where I want to be. Bye.